Hello everybody, welcome back to Sin City Living. Jason here bringing you today's video. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and guys, send me some emails, shoot me some emails, strategies, ideas, questions, anything you'd like to see, even other games. I'm thinking about shooting a video on Ultimate Texas Hold'em, thinking about shooting a couple more roulette ones, just whatever you got, guys, send it to me, anything you'd like to see. And today I want to talk about and we had a video on this a long time ago, but I want to do one that's specific to craps. Some of the common myths or misconceptions associated with craps. Some of the common things we see. Thank you, by the way, for the coffees. Really appreciate it. I don't have any coffees to show you. I'm trying to save up for a big concert I'm hoping to be able to see in a few months. And with Super Bowl coming up, don't forget that online casino. Look down below. That online casino I found has a really good sports book, so you can make your Super Bowl bets over there if you'd like. So the very first one and the biggest one, and this one actually is not craps only. The old gambler's fallacy. This one comes up all the time. All the time. And what is the gambler's fallacy? The gambler's fallacy is simply, honestly, just a lack of understanding of math and statistics. It is the idea that the actions that preceded a particular roll or spin of a ball or turn of a card affect the next roll or spin of the ball or turn of a card. A couple of examples. Haven't seen a 7 roll in 4 rolls. I need to start, that means it's more likely that a 7's going to come up. Actually, the odds did not change. The odds are still 1 in 6 the next roll. And the next roll, it's been 5 rolls now since a 7 is rolled. I'm going to hop the 7s because it's guaranteed to come soon. Well, no, it's not. It's still a 1 in 6 chance. Same thing happens on roulette. I haven't seen black in 9 spins. Black's got to come in the next couple of spins. I'm gonna start doing a progressive on black. The odds are still the same every single spin. Every single spin, the odds are still the same. That, by the way, the gambler's fallacy, by the way, is the reason that martingale strategies came into play. And I tell you, there's a reason that martingale strategies are allowed. The casinos not only are not scared off by martingale strategies, they find them absolutely hilarious because the minor bit that people win on them is nothing compared to the massive amount that people lose on them. So, gambler's fallacy, that's one of the biggest ones. Next, the whole concept that dealers want you to lose. The dealers are working for the house. The dealers are giving you the worst advice possible. It is hands down the dumbest thing people say on a craps table with any regularity. I've certainly heard things that are like, wow, really? But this particular one is something that we hear, I won't say daily, but weekly, and it's hands down the dumbest thing. Look at a place, a top tier, big money making Central Strip place where the dealers are just making absolutely ridiculous money. They are paid minimum frickin' wage, people. Minimum wage. The casino pays them minimum wage. You, however, or rather the players, are paying them about 90%, 95% of their income is coming from the players. If the majority of their income, if my car payment, my house payment, my kid's school payment, and my kid's birthday presents and birthday party are being paid for by the players, not the casino, why in the hell would I be giving the players bad advice? It's just dumb. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Another one is that casinos care whether you win or lose. I can absolutely 100% promise you that they do not. Especially people that are big winners. I see people like I've actually seen somebody that started out with like $100 buy-in. They had something like this sitting in their rail, right? So they had, they probably had $600-700 sitting in their rail. They're in the middle of a hot roll. They've been short throwing. So after 4 or 5 of them, because we give them a lot more leeway when they're in the middle of a hot roll, the box has to tell them, hey, got to make sure you hit the back wall. Oh, you're just telling that to me because I'm winning. That is such a stupid thing to say. It's just beyond. It makes the dealers laugh in the back of their head because we also said it to the person that was losing constantly. Only we said it a lot faster. People that they seem to think that the casino cares. First off, that $600, they made that in the last 4 seconds. And actually probably less than that. Last 2 seconds out of the entire casino. It's not even a blip on their radar. $6,000 wouldn't even be a blip on their radar. Where I work, somebody wins $25,000 on the craps table in one roll. they don't even blink. It's not even worth mentioning. That aside from having to fix the table counts, they don't care. It's nothing. Oh, how much did that person leave with? They won about 25, 26,000. They give you anything? That's the only question we get. They give you anything? And then they just move on. Like, they weren't even watching the game because the bets just weren't big enough for them to need to watch it. They just don't care. The casino truly, truly, truly does not care. They're not trying to make you lose. They're not, telling you to hit the back wall or telling you to watch your language or and anything really that they may be telling. They're not telling you to throw you off, to change the vibe, to throw you off your game. None of that, because despite what people think, throwing dice is not a skill-based thing, which gets into our next one, dice setting. Not going to go too deep into dice setting, but guys, dice setting's a myth. That's all we're going to put on there. As long as you hit the back wall, it is impossible to affect the outcome of the dice. Absolutely impossible. The only thing you'll ever get is apocryphal stories. Oh, my buddy does it, and he always throws for 20 minutes. First off, bullshit. But second off, okay, great. That's wonderful. I saw a blind guy throw for 25, 30 minutes. So clearly the best way to throw dice is just to close your eyes. I mean, obviously, because I've seen it. He was blind, and he threw for 20, 25, 30 minutes. Twice, actually. Same blind guy. He's a super nice guy, by the way. I've actually dealt to him half a dozen times. Really nice guy. Dice setting, it's as long as you hit the back wall randomizes the throw, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I used to be associated with another channel. They had an engineer that spent a couple of years and hundreds of hours trying to prove dice setting, and including hitting the back wall, and finally emailed us saying, you're right, it's completely random. There's absolutely no way to change it. You've got those. One thing that amuses me, there's channels based on dice setting. Channels based on dice setting. The thing that I've noticed is that I have not yet come across one that does, say, an hour-long live stream with the camera set up to see how the dice land. Sure, they may have it from here where they throw it, and then you've got a view down the table, but you can't actually see the tops of the dice. Or you just can't see the dice at all, or they don't live stream. Just a continuous live stream of one of these pro dice setters, continuous live stream where we can see the numbers as they land and show us how great your dice setting is. In fact, what I would absolutely love to see is someone that sets the dice on a specific number, does their 2 or 3 swings of the arm, a certain loft, all that. Tell me what you're going to roll beforehand. Tell me what you're going to roll beforehand on a live stream. Love to see it. Along with that, the myth that there's such a thing as a hot shooter or a hot table. Dice is not a skilled thing. Someone can throw for 35, 40 minutes, which is an absolutely phenomenal roll. And everyone's like, we should just pass the dice right back to them. By the time the dice get back to them again, they do 0.7 out. It's just, again, it's randomized, guys. It's randomized. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. The last one, when dice go off the table. Dice go off the table, dice go too high, dice hit some chips. It's always a 7 afterwards. It's truly, truly not. 1 in 6 times it's a 7 afterwards. The problem is the rest of the time just doesn't stick out in your head. The dice go off the table and they get the dice back and they throw a 6. You don't remember that. It means nothing, so it doesn't stick out in your head. The dice go off the table, they get the dice back, and they throw and it's a 7. That sticks out in your head. You're cussing, you're yelling, and you remember that. 2 hours later, you'll remember that roll. They throw the dice and it hits somebody's bet and lands on a 7. Every time the dice hit the chips, it's a 7. 1 in 6 times, guys. Really, honestly, I swear to God. But you don't remember the other 5 because they're just boring. It's just human nature. They're just boring. You only remember that 7. So that's why that perception exists out there. But it's an absolute fallacy. So thank you everybody for watching. We hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye now.